What's going on, guys? Digidesdan back again with another pickup video for you. And for this week, I just have to say Christmas came early, or Hanukkah came early, Kwanzaa came early. I don't know. Whatever holiday I celebrate, it came early. It's been a fantastic week of pickups. Met up with a bunch of friends, met up with some people off like Craigslist and stuff, and it's been great. So the first thing I want to show you is a couple things that came from one of my very good friends, one of my best friends. He was in the process of moving, and he found a bunch of stuff that he didn't want to keep anymore, and so he decided to pass them off to me as a gift. So thank you very much. You know who you are. First thing I want to show you that he gave me was just a standard Nintendo 64. Very cool, in very awesome shape. He took care of his stuff pretty well, so it's in pretty good condition. The thing is, I actually needed a replacement Nintendo 64 for the one that I use for my daily use. So this came at the perfect time. So standard Nintendo 64. Next thing from him is a standard NES toaster. So a Nintendo Entertainment System toaster, and this is his original from his childhood. So it's kind of nice to have. There's a bit of nostalgia tied to this and sentiment. The cool thing about it is it's got this Super Mario sticker on it. I like that a lot. That's very cool. My current system, my daily use system, the pins are actually being worn out right now. I do need to refurbish them, so I'm going to do that. And in the meantime, I might just transition this one into my daily use one, because I think it would be very cool to call this one my own after how much history it's had with my best friend. So thank you so much for these. He did hand me some the cords for this as well as some controllers and PlayStation, which I do not have on hand right now. But either way, thank you very much. Alright, and the next few things are from some friends of mine that I've made through a Facebook group. So on Facebook, I'm part of a group that handles toy collecting and game collecting, and I've made quite a few friends on there. And every now and then they hold events like trade nights. So essentially, we go and occupy this space, like a vacant space, set up tables, bring like our extra toys and games, and we essentially sell and trade and swap with each other. It's just a nice way of, you know, getting out there into the community and interacting with the people that we normally do online, but actually in real life. So it was really nice. I was able to meet up with my buddy Cheshiredon. He's a regular at these trade shows, as well as on my streams and all my videos. So he's a really good friend of mine now. And he just shows up and gives me this game. It's Rygar for the Nintendo NES. I haven't played this game, but he just gave it to me as a Christmas present. So thank you so much, Cheshiredon. I really appreciate it. I know he wants me to play this on stream, so I'm going to give it a try and see how it goes. I've never played it before, so it's going to be interesting. Also from Cheshiredon, or he helped me source this copy, it is a copy of Karnov with the manual. And this game specifically came up, or was an interest of mine, because it was a suggested game on my stream, on my Twitch stream. So I finished up Super Mario RPG on my stream one night, essentially, and I asked the viewers what they wanted me to play. Of course, they chose two games that were not in my collection. It was Rygar and Karnov. Thankfully, Cheshiredon came through with Rygar, but he also helped me source a copy of Karnov. So now I'm going to be using this copy to play on my stream, and hopefully I don't have too much trouble with it. Unfortunately, the label itself is kind of nicked up and torn up. The manual is in pretty good shape. There you have it. So if I end up liking this game a lot, I might end up just, you know, looking for a better copy with a better label, so I can put it into my collection. The third thing I got from Trade Night is also from Cheshiredon, so big ups to him, big props to him. It is a Game Boy player disc. This one's loose, it's got a case on it, but he also gave me the player itself, the hardware. I almost forgot what it was called. But we ended up doing a trade. I think I gave him a copy of Super Bonk, as well as Mega Man Legends 1 for the disc, and the and the player. So you guys might be thinking it's kind of a one-sided trade. One's heavier than the other, but you know, I gave him. I think I gave him a better deal, but that's just because, you know, he's a good friend of mine. He's been wanting those games. He doesn't have them in his collection yet, and he came up and gave me this Christmas gift out of nowhere. So I did have to, you know, or I didn't have to, but I wanted to pass along the deals to him. So thank you, Cheshiredon, and thank you to Seattle Retro Gamers and the Washington Game and Toy Hunters for holding that event. I mean, it's not officially affiliated with Seattle Retro Gamers, but there's a lot of overlap in terms of those members. But Trade Night for Washington Game and Toy Hunters was a great event, and I had a lot of fun and interacting with a lot of people. So that's where I got those games. All right, this next pickup I'm super excited for. It's actually one of the few things that came from a thrift store this week. Actually, the only thing that came from a thrift store this week. Is from Value Village. And you know how I am about memorabilia and knickknacks and video game related things that aren't video games. But I got it from Value Village. It was $1.50. And you can see that there. It is a camera. Old school camera, but it's a Nintendo 64 camera. And you can see the price tag there is $1.50. It came with a bunch of other stuff that I don't really need. But I'll open this up real quick. It's got a little wrist strap. It's got a little part here so you can wind up the film, and then this is where you're going to wind up the film to load up the camera for the shot. This is pretty cool. Pretty cool. Look at that. Open it up. Oh, now it's charged up. Let's see if it works. Flash doesn't work. Either way, this is super cool. Looks like it takes batteries. I can open up the compartment here. Yeah, 1 AA. Came with a free battery. $1.50, you can't beat it. Super excited to have this. It's going to go very nicely amongst my other video game memorabilia. Alright, and this very last pickup is pretty big. It's probably one of the bigger bundles that I've gotten this year. This is from Craigslist. It was cited by my fiance, of course. She saw it in an ad. Turned out to be a really good deal, so I contacted the guy, and he wasn't able to meet up with me for about 4 days since the first time I contacted him, and he was nice enough to hold it for me. So I met up with him, and I came up with probably the biggest GameCube bundle that I've ever gotten since I started collecting. And the first thing I want to show you, nothing too big in this instance, we just have 3 very cool loose disc GameCube holders. It's pretty standard. They all have the GameCube logo on it. There you go. I think each one holds 12 discs. So if you prefer loose discs over cases, or you just don't have the space to put up your cases, you can use these things to hold onto your disc. Or if you're traveling, they have this little clip here, this little carabiner right there. Clip it onto your belt, walk down the street, you know, with your GameCube in hand. Pretty cool. Next up from the bundle, we have 2 Nintendo GameCube Wavebird receivers, and there's both generations here. We have the first one, which came in the light gray and the lighter white buttons. Kind of white. They're actually kind of gray. This one's a little bit dirty. We can clean that. And then we have the second generation, which is the silver with the darker gray buttons. And the cool thing is they both came with the battery covers. So a lot of the time when I find these in thrift stores, they don't have the battery covers. Another thing that they don't normally come with, the receivers. This is a very common thing. These receivers typically make up most of the value when it comes to these controllers. Without these receivers, these controllers go for maybe half of what they're supposed to be worth. But it's very cool that they came with the receivers. Now, oops, I dropped it. But now, it's very nice to come upon some Wavebirds with receivers, and so I can use them wirelessly. I don't have to worry about wires or people tripping on them, and I can just sit back and relax on the couch from any distance, or even from the bathroom, because I think that's how they advertised it back in the day. Yeah, someone sitting in the bathroom on the toilet, you know, playing the GameCube from a room away. But either way, they're very cool finds, and I'm really glad that they came with the receivers. Alright, and the bundle actually didn't come with the GameCube itself or the cords, but it did come with a bunch of games, and I think it's 34 to be exact. And so, I'm just going to show off some of the games real quick. I'm going to go through them pretty quick because there's a lot of them. And in no particular order, we have The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker, Beautiful Joe, and all of these games are in really good shape. Super Monkey Ball 2, Alien Hominid, again, which is a recent pickup from one of my other videos, Super Smash Bros. Melee, Star Wars Rogue Leader, and this is actually the game that sold me on the GameCube, Star Fox Assault, Ikaruga, super fun shmup, Luigi's Mansion, Beautiful Joe 2, Sonic Heroes, Prince of Persia, Prince of Persia, Sands of Time, Pikmin, Paper Mario and the Thousand Year Door, product number 03, PN03, Metroid Prime 2 Echoes, Harvest Moon, A Wonderful Life, one of the two player's choice games in this bundle, F-Zero GX, Metroid Prime, Super Mario Sunshine, one of my favorites on the GameCube, Time Splitters 2, Pikmin 2, WarioWare Inc., super fun game if you're into party games or mini games, Mario Kart Double Dash, and this one comes with the bonus disc, Star Fox Adventures, Soul Calibur 2, the other player's choice game, Tales of Symphonia, Eternal Darkness, The Legend of Zelda Collector's Edition, Killer 7, Beyond Good and Evil, Metal Gear Solid The Twin Snakes, Fire Emblem Path of Radiance, this is a big one here, and it's got the original price tag on it for $49.99, pretty crazy, huh? And then the last GameCube game, huge, Cubivore. Cubivore is highly collectible, it's made by Atlas, it's super obscure, but wow, I never thought that I own a copy of this, especially for the price that I got it at. The guy himself was a very interesting guy, super nice, super honest about everything. He disclosed everything that might have been wrong with the games, which is actually not much at all. It was mostly just like these cases with the sticker residue and stuff, and he even told me that he didn't want to try and take off the sticker residue because he knows that how much this stuff is worth. So he actually did do his research when it came to looking up the games, but he just figured he'd rather sell it as a bundle, and he was really hoping that he could give it to somebody that would appreciate it, and this is the type of stuff that I really do appreciate. So he knew that it was going to go to a good home, essentially. He even said that he was going to give it to his sister and his nephew, but he knew that it would be riddled with scratches after a few weeks, and so he couldn't bear to give it to them. So you could really tell that this guy cared about his games. I believe he told me that he picked up all this stuff around college when the GameCube came out for his time, and he enjoyed the crap out of all these games. But I'm just really glad I was able to meet him, share some stories with him, and I'm glad that he was reassured that these games would be taken care of. I'm probably going to swap out a lot of these games with my current collection because a lot of these games are in better shape than my current discs and cases. Either way, those were all my pickups for this week. Tons and tons of great pickups, almost an instant GameCube collection. Not almost, pretty much an instant GameCube collection. Really excited to have some of those games in there, and I don't know, it's just almost unbelievable. If you did like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Please check out some of my other videos. I got other pickups, tips and tricks, gameplay, as well as streams, so you can check those out on my channel. And with that being said, we'll see you guys on the next one.